Hello, America. We're back.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
Saturday Night Live, baby. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this party started. All right, here we go with the new epoch of the gods. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now. Being and becoming the great primordial dragon god son Kundalini flames now whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakras to our central heart chakras and on up to our royal crown chakras, igniting our royal crown chakras, illuminating our first eyes, our Lord Amunel Dragra, our hidden priestly grandmaster Magi Dragon God, Sun Kings and Queens, igniting all the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial Dragon God, Sun Kings and Queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all of the forces, all of the elements, all of the essences, all of the powers, dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all into being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into realization, actualization, and form as we are now will and commanded to be now, being and becoming an active force, an active source of supernal light and supernal energy that we're now using to unlock and activating all of our higher DNA, returning it all back online within us through the black dot within our first eye, universe B. Now, increasing the vibratory rate of our entire being up higher and higher, changing every atom and subatomic particle of matter within our entire beingness into a new primordial chaos out of ordered being of higher manas, the master manifester of all reality and beingness, manifesting into our reality and beingness, a new and greater mind connected to Atma the Most High, while pulling in unlimited supernal light and energy from right out of Atma and into our higher and lower manas and on down into our physical reality, manifesting it here as all of the substance that we need now to take total control of our reality in this matrix through the knowledge of our true higher and lower inner self as as we begin to learn how to magnetically reattaching all of our higher DNA back together again, empowered by the supernal light and supernal energy of Atma, controlled through higher and lower manas, beginning the phasing in of universe B, the world to come, while phasing out universe A, the world being and becoming destroyed now by raising the vibratory rate up so high until it begins awakening and igniting all of the divine sparks in this matrix one by one, all going supramental consciousness together, bypassing all of their humanity, completely destroying this illusionary matrix at once, being to becoming pure supernal energy, vibrating higher and higher, being to becoming more massive than the sun until we suck the entire sun and solar system into our supernal darkness and supernal light, collapsing this entire space-time continuum into our supernal energy as it continues vibrating faster and faster until it implodes and explodes, forming into universe be the world to come on a new earth expressed in its most grandest grace and beauty, in a universe now built on the foundation and fabric of divine love, peace, justice, harmony, and balance. As all of the souls come together to celebrate the great feast and grand festival of the new epoch of the gods. Through the power, force, might, will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we are now will and commanded to be. Abracadabra, ashe. Crown chakra day libations. Ain, the nothingness, ashe. Ain soft, the infinite, ashe. Ain soft or the infinite light, ashe. Adam Catman, Atik Yaman, the ancient of ancient, the most ancient of days. Arik Yampin, the big face, the primordial Christ, ashe. Atzilith, emanations, the supernal universe manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical names, the cosmic Christ, ashe. The great abyss of gnosis, manifesting in us as the crown of Zeramp in our small face, the indwelling Christ. Ashe. Berea, form, creation, and paradise, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical, dark archangels and demons. Ashe. Yetzirah, formation, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical orders of dark angels and demons. Ashe. Ashia, the actual physical world in the making, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical, earthly kingdom within us. Ashe. Yeshida, the holy, divine, infinite, magical spark, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical will. Ashe. Hea, our holy, divine, infinite, magical life force, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical desire. Ashe. Neshama, our holy, divine, infinite, magical, heavenly soul, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical, heavenly thoughts. Ashe. Ruach, our holy, divine, infinite, magical soul, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical words spoken through us. Ashe. Nephish, our holy, divine, infinite, magical, earthly soul, manifesting into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Ashe. Kether, the supernal crown. Ashe. Hakma, wisdom, the supernal father. Ashe. Bana, understanding and intelligence, the supernal mother. Ashe. Da, the great abyss of gnosis. Ashe. Hesed, mercy. Ashe. Gavura, judgment. Ashe. Tiferet, beauty. Ashe. Netzik, victory. Ashe. Had, glory. Ashe. Yasad, foundation. Ashe. Malkut, the kingdom. Ashe. The power, force, might, will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The primordial cosmic flower constantly blooming the absolute all into being. Ashe. And to all gods and goddesses known and unknown. Ashe. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, man. Last week, the situation with the phone, there's just too many cracks on the screen, and it wouldn't charge, so I had to put it in the shop. So I was out last week. But anyway, I'm back. We're back.
I mean,
So
what has
the
happened
U.S.
between then and now?
What's happening between then and now? Shit, kicking ass and taking names. You know, I went through a little period of a little mini dark night of the soul, being put to the challenge. And I rose to the occasion and defeated adversity. And now I look forward to the next challenge because there's going to be more and more and more. But as each challenge I face and overcome, I become greater, stronger and stronger, and greater, and closer and closer.
Well, that's the love. That's the beauty of adversity.
Yeah, it is. It's nourishment. It's the nourishment that the soul needs to make itself great again.
It's so many of our people who really don't have a sense of accomplishment, and they're satisfied with being mediocre with mediocrity.
Yeah, that's that's the reason why we're um part of the reason why we're still in the situation that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the only only thing that can actually free you is self.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
the end of the day, like whatever you're suffering from, you, me personally, I put the blame on me. I don't put the blame on nothing else except me.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
we live in a society where the blame game is one of the number one coping mechanisms that people use to avoid being accountable.
Yeah, and by not being accountable, you're bringing harm to yourself.
I mean, I was raised that people who have it easy
Mm-hmm.
do the hard things. People who have it hard do the easy things.
Yeah, yeah. The harder you are on yourself, the easier life is on you.
I mean, it's like a muscle, bro. When you get muscle memory and you get conditioned to the point where your muscles just basically automatically comply beyond certain strengths that you thought you had and shit, because it's a muscle, it's a memory. That works
Mm-hmm.
literally for on a spiritual sense too. Like you are doing the work,
Mm-hmm.
you are doing the necessary disciplines. Well, you're gonna actually reap the benefits.
And doing the work, taking action. Yeah, and the disciplines. It takes discipline with some action, dedication, definiteness of purpose. I mean, when I in the '80s and '90s, I read all of that and shit and Think and Grow Rich, which was a take from a lot of our knowledge, our ancient knowledge,
Right.
a
I
lot
mean,
of those
they just
principles.
revamp a gang of shit and then bring it modernize it, and
Hmm.
it's looked at as new.
Yeah, and yeah,
And that
commercialized.
saying, nothing new under the sun, is very true.
Yeah, that's nothing new under the sun.
Right. I think
But
only the non-ether beings are capable of possibly bringing something new, right?
that's
Like
under.
something like the phenomenon of hip hop, right? Which is a
Hmm.
worldwide phenomenon. There, as a matter of fact, there's a movie coming out about it. Tariq Nasheed put out a movie called Mike Check, right, where he actually is doing the history on hip hop, but also he's uh, setting the record straight on who created it. Because we created hip hop,
Hmm.
melanated people created hip hop, right? But
Yeah.
everyone want to take claim for it. But that's the only reason why is because, like I said, I keep telling people over and over again, and no one even considers this dynamic is that we are the mothers and fathers of humanity. So
Hmm.
as a result, you know how when you do for your children, you don't ask for nothing in return. You're doing it because that's your responsibility as a parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
That's
ask
true.
nothing. You don't. You just do stuff. You forgot you did for them and stuff because you are not keeping record. You're not keeping
Yeah,
tabs.
it's just what you do.
Same thing. That's the same thing with humanity. We did a lot for humanity, and we don't get credibility for it. Everybody is culture vulture in it, but at the end of the day, that's because we don't care. We create shit and give it to the people, huh? Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, we give them something to argue. Now we give them something to argue over.
Right.
Yeah. What I mean, we give them something that they want to just claim it all for themselves. Shit, it's that good, I guess.
I
It's
mean,
that
at the
fun.
end of the day, we already did it and gave it to y'all now. So it's like, go ahead. We moving on to something new now.
Yeah, we going on to a whole nother dimension, a whole new reality, a whole new earth, whole new heavens, a whole new body, a whole new mind, a whole new consciousness, a whole man.
Right.
If a person not even thinking in that way right now and they just stuck on what's going on here, that's sad. But no, it's funny. It's funny.
It's sad and funny. You
Yeah.
laugh to stop from crying.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor souls think they just their bodies, and they're just a body stuck in a physical world. Don't even know your body is you're not your body. Your body is just a vehicle being used by something else to navigate through the physical world to get experience of the physical
It's
world.
a tool. It's like a tool,
Yeah, it's a tool.
right? And
Mhm.
really, the body is just in this dimensional morphic field. It's just another form um, of the Kaaba and the not the Kaaba, but uh, the thing that you form in when you in your light body, the Morkaba.
Macabre, the Merkaba.
Yeah, which is your spaceship, your
Yes.
multi-dimensional traveling device. You can
Hmm.
literally travel the multiverse in your Morkaba.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We have a
Literally.
getaway.
But
We have a getaway ship.
most people haven't even most, yeah, most people haven't even formed their Merkaba, right? Through meditations, through visualizations, right? You have to actually literally go through the mental alchemy of recognizing. First of all, I tell people a lot that knowledge is something a development of your emotional self. It's a development, right? The
Hmm.
reason
Hmm.
why I retain a certain level of knowledge is because I have a certain emotional disposition that allows for me to appreciate the knowledge. It's like Bobby Hemmings said, knowledge is a privilege,
Yeah,
right?
it's a privilege.
It's a
Yeah.
privilege.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's a privilege because you have to deem yourself worthy of the privilege. Meaning you have to
Yeah.
reverse. You have to go totally 360 degrees reverse from the current programming, social engineering that you're under at the particular moment. People don't even
Well,
recognize the
180
social
degrees.
engineering. They don't even recognize
Yeah.
that you've been programmed.
Yeah, it's 180 degrees, I think. 306 degrees, you right back where you started. But I think I get what you're saying though. You want to become the opposite of what they're trying to push. I have
I,
nothing to
I
do
say
with
like
it.
I say like Kanye West said to Sway in the morning. You don't got the answer, Sway, and that's to the society.
Yeah.
Y'all depend on this society too much, and they don't have the answers. They don't.
No. No.
All they know how to do is fuck some shit up even more. That's all they really know how to do.
Well, shit, that's all they've been doing this week, fucking shit up. You saw what happened in Baltimore. That was a prophecy that came true. It was that day, March the 25th, something was supposed to happen, and it did.
March the 21st.
25th. That's the day when that container ship hit that bridge and brought the bridge down. You, I mean, it's all over the news. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looked like part of the bridge liquefied. When you look at the pictures, how it
Mm-hmm.
came down, it looked like it liquefied. Look at the pit.
Mm.
Look at it again, because at the bottom it looked like it was liquidy at first, and it melted and
Mm.
shit.
Who could have got hit
Look
with
at
a
that shit.
particle
I was
beam?
like, that shit is weird. Like, how in the hell does metal like that melt unless you got some heavy ass heat?
Either heat or using some type of sound
It looked like it was
vibration to
melting
make.
to me.
Because
How it came
you can
down.
find,
Ain't no way no
yeah.
bridge coming down like that, bro. Hey, that's first of all, that's physically impossible for that bridge to come down like it did without it being some type of destructive mechanism that made it come down, bro. Period. Ain't no, I don't want to hear it.
So you don't think it
Ain't no
was
way
just that?
possible. Structural integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Man, come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop the bullshit. Stop the cap. That shit did come down like that just off of structural. Stop it, man. Just off of structural integrity? It was compromised? The structural integrity compromised? No. That shit
Mm.
came down too like a demolition, bro. Came down too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So if my thing is, if it was that, structurally unsound, right?
Yes.
What was the damn city maintenance and people who take care of that shit doing all those years? They
Nothing.
supposed to check that shit and make sure the structural integrity is safe for motherfucker go back and forth across the damn bridge, right?
Yeah, but that's not the only bridge that's fucked up like that right now. There's a whole bunch of them. That shit's gonna be happening quite often over the next years. I mean, I
You think
remember there
so
was.
so you're going along with the the unfounded that okay these bridges are old and they're just gonna fall down eventually.
Well, hey, I'm not saying that what you're saying is not possible. That probably could be the case, but at the same token, these bridges are old, and the integrity can't trust the integrity of all these bridges and the infrastructure in this country no more
No,
because it
I
has
don't
been
trust the
like right.
infrastructure at all. You right about that, but it's at least sound enough to hold up for all these years. You see how that bridge came down, bro? That bridge
Well,
came down like it was. If it was old as if that bridge came down as fast as that bridge is older than we think it is, bro. Look how fast that shit came down.
well, that bridge was
This
named
shit was
after.
crazy, bro. Stop it.
Okay, but there's some symbology behind that bridge. That bridge was named after someone who wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, see now I'm getting it though because this shit is spiritual then.
Yeah, it's something that it was spiritually
Because
something.
it's stuff that
The
happened
energy.
from a spiritual perspective. Yeah, it's spiritual because this is a downfall. It's a symbolizing the downfall of this bullshit, bro.
Well, and
Of that
now,
narrative, that whole narrative. Look, look at the irony. Look at the irony, right? The
hmm
whole white ring or far right, they're all up in a bunch right now because of the border being open, right? Listen, this is nothing more than the same sentiments that started the fucking Civil War, right? They're
hmm
mad that the border open. I'm like, that's ironic. Y'all invaders now are afraid of invaders coming into
well,
the
yeah,
border.
well, these,
When you
yeah,
study, look, when you study these treaties, like
hmm
for example, let me ask you a question. what is the central authority that gave the United States of America its authority?
That's a good question.
The Treaty of Paris.
Oh, yeah.
The Treaty of Paris. 1783 definitive peace treaty between France and the United States. That's the Treaty of Paris.
Okay.
That is now when you're looking at that treaty, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was a treaty in Article. I got it. I got the notes. I think Article 1 of that treaty. It literally tells you the breakdown or how the United States was granted or looked at as a sovereign nation from the sovereign, which is the British Crown. The British Crown literally sees them as. I wrote it down, but I can't find it right now. But I want to
Mm-hmm.
read. I want to read that article of that treaty, because we're looking at actually the authority that the United States, and everybody thinks the authority that the United States is standing on is the Constitution. It is not. The Constitution has no authority. There's a case. There's a case called. There's a case called Godfrey versus the city of New York. No, Godfrey versus the people versus Godfrey. That's what it was. The people versus Godfrey. This case was on a military base. This military MP, military police, arrested another dude in the military, and they get in the scuffle because he resisted arrest. He's getting a scuffle, and the military police end up killing him, and it become a case, a federal case, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
in the case, the question was who has the authority. Because it was on a military base, does the federal government have the authority, or does the state of New York have the authority? That
Yeah.
case, that case basically, literally, uh, that case quotes Article 1 of the definitive peace treaty of Paris, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the article that case quotes that. That was how the state of New York had claimed to have authority over the federal government. The federal government claimed to have authority, but
Okay.
the the state of New York ended up winning because of that treaty, Article 1 of that
Okay.
treaty.
Okay.
So
Well,
what we're looking at is deceptive if we don't understand this history, bro.
okay, but
You know what I'm
let's
saying?
talk
What's
about
being
what.
presented is deceptive if we
Mm-hmm.
don't understand this history.
Okay, but you hear about this shit though. You know about that the prophecy of the red heifer in Israel.
I
You've been
heard
hearing.
something about it. I heard something about it.
Okay,
What
they
about it?
got these five red heifers, and they supposed to do a sacrifice. They could have done it yesterday on the 29th, but they between now and Passover, Israel got these five perfect heifers, that red heifers that they're going to sacrifice to bring on their Messiah, or their Messiah. And the Muslims, they're going to do everything that they possibly can to keep that shit from happening. And that's what October the 7th is supposed to have been about. And because there's so much, prophecy behind all that shit, them sacrificing the red heifer, even though they're not the original people, but the fact of them doing that over there in that land, that really pissed them. That's pissing them Arabs off, them Arab Muslims off. They're trying to usher in some
Mm.
crazy shit, and then next month you got this on the 8th you have the eclipse, Oh man, people going
You
crazy
said
over
the
that
seven
shit.
red heifers.
Five.
You breaking up, bro. I don't know if it's on your end. I think it's on your end because it looked perfectly fine on my end.
Oh, okay. Well, it's doing that off and on both ends now, because yours to do that too. But I can see me real good. Yes, I think it's five heifers, and
Oh,
that's
you said
supposed to
five.
bring.
The
Yeah.
heifers not only had to be without spots within its within is no blemish and upon which never came yoke, but is horned hooves and hooves and even eyelashes had to be red of the horns and hooves. So red heifer is a horse, some type of right.
No, it's a cow.
Were not particularly red. They would be chopped off before the heifers were sacrificed. So these are some type of creature. The
Cows.
red heifer,
Cows. Red heifer.
right?
Five
The red heifer
cows.
is the sign of the end of times. It says the red heifer is the sign of the end of times.
Yep.
What is the red heifer of Islam of Israel? According to the Jewish tradition, the ashes of a perfectly red heifer cow was needed for the ritual purity that would allow a third temple to be built in Jerusalem. Now, you got to understand all these words are symbolic to something greater than just on a physical level, right?
I know the
Right.
temple. Yeah, I know what the
Not only
temple
the
is.
temple, but Jerusalem, that word,
Yeah,
that's a real uh, 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 trigger word right there as it
it's
pertains to
not a
the spiritual
place.
world.
It's
Huh?
not a place. It's not a. It's not
No,
a
of course
place.
not. No, no, of course not.
But that's how. But they must portray it as that so they can perpetrate this lie.
Right. I'm gonna look up the metaphysical symbology of Jerusalem.
And okay, but after this eclipse, that which this third eclipse next month is going to make that Antichrist sign on the U.S. And so they're saying after
Right.
sometime this year, the Antichrist will be revealed, while at the same time the Messianic figure is going to be revealed too.
Right.
Yeah, the Messianic Christ, and it might not be no man. It's probably going to be a black female because she's going to usher in the feminine or the matriarch, because we're leaving, we're
Right.
going
The
out
end
of
to
the.
the end of that.
Hmm?
You said the end of the patriarch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now we're going into the
Right.
matriarchy. So everything connected to the patriarchy has to be destroyed.
I think we're going into a balance.
A balance. Well, the matriarchy
Um.
does break a balance. Well, the patri even
Okay, the earthly Jerusalem was regarded as the footstool of Yahweh, the footstool of Yahweh, where well the heavenly divine embodied was as the real dwelling God. Such an idea was developed from an old religious historic tradition, according to which the earthly temple was only a replica of the heavenly one. So symbolically, the Jerusalem is the place where God dwells.
Where he rests his feet. Oh, yeah. Well, it has two meanings. The exoteric and the esoteric. Exoteric is
Right,
the place where Yahweh rests his feet.
right,
And the esoteric is where the true God, the invisible, the unknowable God dwells.
right,
And the only temple that the unknowable God, the real true God, dwells in is not a building. It's in a body.
right. It's embodied in the principles, right? And
Yeah.
really, um, this is what we're talking about when we're giving you an understanding of this multi-dimensional reality that we exist in. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is what the Bible was alluding to.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking up again.
I am. Mm.
And the metaphysical meaning of Jerusalem, inhabitant of peace, dwelling a place of peace, possession of peace, foundation of peace, constitution of harmony, vision of peace, embody of prosperity, the capital city of Palestine. In Hebraic times, it was called Salum. It was called Salum. Salum. It was called Jebus later when it was inhabited and ruled by the Jebusite. The first time that it was mentioned in the Bible as Jerusalem uh, as the Joseph in Revelations. It was used symbolically to describe the redeemed state of man.
Mm. So it's not a landmass,
No, of course not.
but they're perpetrating it
Nothing in
as
the
one.
Bible is nothing in the Bible is literal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If one, I mean, you can take it literal, and you basically what happens is we don't understand our power, bro. We actually solidify these things into reality through wherever level of spiritual development you on.
Yeah. But see, once you graduate and you become aware of who we really are and who they
Right,
really are, and
right.
that we're greater than them, now it's time to start developing a whole new mindset, a whole new science, a
And I
whole
don't
new.
call it new. I just say you're just resuming. I don't
Oh,
call it new. I
hmm,
just say you're resuming your original state you was actually in. You're resuming it.
yeah, okay,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's even better.
It's
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
when you look at our political as a people, our political state right now. We
mm-hmm,
were always like the prophet says, more the prophet said himself, more you're just rich. The fact
mm-hmm,
that we feel like we think that we're in a private a destitute situation, we're
mm-hmm,
manifesting that.
yeah,
We're
mm-hmm,
manifesting that. So
yeah,
if we think that we're prosperous, and then we connect back to the ancestral mindset, like the prophet said, turn back to your ancestral mindset.
yeah, yeah. Then we'll be creating things that we think are just, just little things we do, but to the world, it'll be something big, and they'll want to buy it.
See what people do, right? This is what people do. They will operate based on a Western worldview, right?
Yeah.
Some conscious people, because I done had so many conversations with people when I'm like, you're indoctrinated, you're under westernized thought patterns right now, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling them this, and they like, well, The European learned everything from us, but everything they learned from us, they perverted. So it's not
They
the same
inverted.
when they once it get to them, it's perverted. It's not the same no more.
No, they inverted it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I want to go to a land where the rainbow is not upside down, and the purple is on top, and the red is on bottom, and not where the red is on the bottom. I mean, the red is on top, and the purple is on the bottom. I don't want to be in that land. It's upside down.
They've turned our whole world upside down. That map that you're being presented with, that
Hmm.
treaty, that treaty actually lays down the survey, the survey of that map that they're presenting to us. That's not the actual surveying of the land right there.
Yeah, I met somebody that told me his father showed him a real map. They this
Man, listen, everything has really been turned upside down, bro. Right?
yeah,
Up is down, down is
and
up.
down. What's up? Yeah. It was funny. We were talking about that today, and I mentioned that. Yeah, up is
But
down is up.
everything is gradually turning back up, though, right? Because
Yeah,
you
it was.
heard about Russia exposing those ancient depictions of Jesus and all these ancient depictions of biblical characters that were
Mm-hmm.
dark skinned. He recently revealed all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he had that shit for years. This Western world had these things for years. Why are they just revealing it? Not just Russia, but nigga, the European nations are revealing so much about our history that they know they co-opted, right? They know they
Yeah.
co-opted, and this is we gave them the order to do this. That's why I keep telling people, bro. We don't know how much power we actually have because they're under orders from us, our ancestors. And
Mm.
we are our ancestors without doubt and contradiction. Everything they're doing is, of course, they're going to implement their own corruptions,
Mm-hmm.
but they have to follow the orders, though.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that new Lovecraft series, and they literally break it down in this Lovecraft series on how because it was a Masonic order that was in the whole narrative. And if the brother had the bloodline to give them orders. You got to look at that shit, bro. You got the scene itself basically confirms what I've been saying all these years, and people don't even pay attention. They're under our orders right now. They literally are. We just have forgotten who we are. So now I tell people this, and we
But
look at ourselves as this. We look at ourselves as what has been taught to us who we are. So from that
yeah,
perspective, we have a totally inferiority complex.
yeah, but see, one thing you have to keep in mind though, there are two bloodlines of us down here. Okay, there's the bloodline. Well, I'm using this. This is symbolical. You have okay, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had Seth, but um, Eve and Yaldabaoth had Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. So Cain, whoever his descendants are, they're black too. That's
You
a
know what I
different
think?
bloodline.
I think the Adam and Eve story is those genetic experiments they were doing in the ancient world.
Yeah, but at the same token, it also shows in Gnosticism that the archons they raped Eve, so they came down. So which means they mixed their genetics with our with.
All right, is that part of that story where it says the sons of God has sex with the daughters of man
Hmm.
and they created the Nephilim?
Yeah, but they don't tell you in the Garden of Eden that they did that. It was raping going on, but that's in the Gnostic Bible though.
You know what? Anytime they mention stuff of that nature, I look at it as these are genetic experiments that was going on in the ancient world by
Hmm.
these these entities that were not subjected to one dimension like humanity humanity thinks they are. They were able to go in and out of dimensions. Like, for example, if you going by the flat earth mythology,
Mm-hmm.
and I incorporate that in a lot of my universal understanding of this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we are in a dome, and a dome represents a morphic field or a dimension, right? A dome represents a dimension. So in this dome, you go outside of that dome. Like, that's why I've always told people there is no outer space. There is no such thing as outer space. You know what I'm saying? All you what you're calling outer space is just interdimensional.
A projection.
It's interdimensional. You are in limbo at that point where you're not in existence at all outside of the dome, right? They cannot go outside of the dome. Even the archons can't go back and forth, bro. I mean, according to the mythology, the flat Earth mythology.
Well, according to Gnostic texts, Sophia kicked their ass out of their heavens and cast them down here.
You know what? This is what I've learned, bro. You're not supposed to take no one account of spiritual omen, spiritual. You're not supposed. You supposed to take it all. All of it is revealing something greater inside of you, right?
Well, yeah, Bobby Hemmett taught that.
You're not supposed to
but
take
he's
one thing and just act like, oh, I'm strictly Islam. You cheating yourself then.
well, actually, we're actually none of those. We're unnameable. Those things are
I
just only
know you
descriptive.
saying the same, but my point is, if you stay stuck in one, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Muslim, you stagnate in your own spiritual growth. One of the other purpose that you are here for is for that spiritual growth, the development, to recognize who you actually are beyond a human,
Yeah,
right?
but let's face it, Gnosticism goes way outside the box. Okay, so like, and there's many different types of Gnosticism. Many
No,
different.
I'm not. My bad. I'm not. You don't have to defend Gnosticism. What
Oh,
I'm
okay.
telling you is that's part. You got to study all that shit. You got
Yeah,
to study all that shit.
yeah, because it's the same story being told in many different mythologies in different
And
cultures.
each one of these have portions of ancient knowledge that it's like it was scattered in all of it. This is what they was talking about in the Tower of Babylon. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now they talking different tongues. They scattered the
Yeah,
knowledge. They
yeah.
scattered sacred information and you got it in bits and pieces in all of these different cultures around the world. Even in
Hmm.
ancient Mesoamerican culture, bro, right? You see you see all of these different bits and pieces of this knowledge, and your real job really is to create the unified doctrine, bring all of this stuff together. That's why I've always thought in my mind, like, why are y'all so divided? The whole point is for y'all to come together and have meaningful, constructive conversations. If you're a Christian, you should be talking to Muslims, and Muslims should be talking. Y'all should have a whole fucking conference where y'all come together and talk about
They'll kill each other. They'll kill each other,
I
dude.
know, but that's going back to what I just said about the emotional development and as it pertains to knowledge. You have to be emotionally developed to even handle this amount of knowledge.
I know you do because ooh, your 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 ethnicity or your
Nationality.
culture, whatever it is you whatever it is you've been indoctrinated into, it's gonna conflict with. It's gonna have a conflict.
But there's no conflict when you see the bigger picture. I've always seen how people make conflicts between two religions because they're this is the whole point of the programming. The archons want you to be divided and not connect these dots together.
Well, that was the whole purpose of religion. We didn't even have religion
Right.
before, until we went into the moon cycle for 6,000 years. Now we're coming out of the moon cycle, going into the sun cycle. You don't have religion in sun cycles. So religion and all that shit is going to burn away in the sun cycle.
I think that's what's kind of happening, and I don't think people fully comprehend what it means when they say the end of the world. They don't fully comprehend what that means.
The end of
they're breaking down what they're talking about is all of the revisionist history being revealed, right? They're talking about how all of the ideas of the world that we have are going to be shown as not stable. It's not what we should have been thinking about this whole time.
Well, I think this shit does end. I think the physical realm will end. I think it comes to an end. I think it expires.
Of course. And how will it end? This is what I'm trying to get to. It ends when the collective mind changes. Right? Yeah. Because this is what's solidifying it.
Yeah.
Right? I said this years ago. Our collective minds are creating this reality.
But then something has to happen to cause our collective minds to negate this reality.
All we got to do is think it and it'll be. I mean, collectively though.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Then once we look, because that alone right there is a form of development, is a sense of development. We've reached a certain level at the point. When we have totally an utmost unity.
You're fading in and out. I can't hear what you're saying now.
That's happening on your end, but it's happening on my end for you.
Oh, okay. Well, tag your it.
Like I was saying though, going back to what I was saying, that will see. We don't understand how much that will show how much we've evolved as humanity. Humanity is once humanity, and is really. We're going to go through these stages where eventually we're going to overthrow the elite. The elite on this planet. Where we're going to expose the elite, right? First, we got to sift through all of the sympathizers of the elite. Right? We're going to have to sift through all the sympathizers of the elite.
Hey, look, you see the shit on the comments? Bam,
yeah, they always sending that shit too. They always sending these little, I don't know what the fuck they trying to send or what they mean by these comments or whatever. I don't know. That may be a bot. That may be a bot, bro.
Most of this shit is
it bots. May be. I don't know. It may be because bots are not only actual AI on the internet, but bots are actually humans who are doing the bidding of these archons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if at the end of the day, that could be like
that is a greeting.
Oh, Islam then. No. But there is a lot of bots still that's interfering with the algorithm to make sure certain information don't break through, right? Because if certain information breaks through, now I'm not accusing you of being a bot.
Yeah.
I said there are bots on here. I didn't accuse you of being a bot.
We're open to the possibility.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there are other people who came in here and put in a lot of these cryptic
codes.
Right. I didn't understand what that means. Now I understand. Well, the brother said it means greetings. Greetings, bro.
Okay.
But going
Well,
back to what I
greetings.
was saying, though, is that humanity has to evolve, period. Meaning we're going to have to
Oh,
overthrow. Yeah.
Russian bot.
We're going to have to overthrow the elite so we can actually, because right now we're under hypnosis as a people. There's a spirit over us that won't allow us to see through the veil. And that's the thing that has to be, there's going to have to be real leadership in amongst the rest of the masses, the sheeple, right? Even though,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, the sheeple are like how in Agent, what was the Agent Smith was
Agent
able to,
Smith.
Agent Smith was able to take over the bodies of any
Well,
program in
all
the
the
program.
agents were.
They was able to
Yeah.
look. They was telling you in that movie that exactly what I'll be explaining in your demons is your genius, right? Because in your own
Mm-hmm.
spiritual development, right, you either open yourself up to these entities, the lower vibrational entity that actually can take advantage of you, or you open yourself up to your higher selves, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens
Well,
is, let me finish. What happens is once you're vibrating, you in the sunken place, meaning you're vibrating so low that you're acceptable to these lower vibrational beings that take advantage of you. This is the same thing they was explaining in the Matrix movie when Agent Smith was able to take over anybody in the program body. Why? Why can they take over your body? Because you're vibrating at a low level. You're not striving to develop your spiritual self, your vibrational self, right? Your mental self. You leave yourself vulnerable. You leave yourself vulnerable, right? On a spiritual
mm-hmm.
level and on a mental level, on a spiritual level, on a mental level, and on a physical level, you leave yourself vulnerable for these entities, bro. You got to
Yeah.
stop thinking of yourself as inferior. You got to start thinking, developing the God crown inside within
Well,
you.
first of all, we got to know who they are. First of all, we got to understand in Gnosticism, it teaches that when the archons and the chief archon, Yaldabaoth, made Adam, when they fashioned the first human, they were fashioning it after the perfect blueprint. They were fashioning it after the Adam Catman. And the Adam Catman was the perfect primordial human, the primordial Christ. And what was Adam Catman? Adam Catman should created universes after universes that was far more perfect than anything the demiurge could think of. He was there, his power was too overwhelming for them. So they were jealous of that. And they wanted to make a version of that and try to trap that energy into their domain and control it. And the Great Mother allowed that to happen. So that way she can trick Yaldabaoth to breathe the light that it stole from her into man and make man greater than it. Even though man was already greater than it because it was fashioned after the perfect blueprint.
Right, and it has the
So,
divine spark within it. It has the divine spark.
yeah, yeah, it received the divine spark, but it's also the blueprint of something that is fucking fantastic.
But that's exactly why I said you don't get stuck in one religion. You don't get stuck in one mindset, because hearing what you're saying about the Gnostic, it kind of correlates with the flat Earth mythology,
Hmm.
because in the flat Earth, I forgot what they were called, but there are creatures similar to the Archons in the flat Earth that was keeping humanity within the dome.
Hmm.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
it well, see, humanity wasn't formed in the third dimension. Humanity, because man is a mental, spiritual being. It happened in the higher
Right.
realm.
The prophet Noble Drew Ali, I mean, in his literature or in the Quran, it says man it says, damn, I can't think of it right now. He said, damn, go ahead. I forgot it.
Yeah.
I forgot the question.
So, but then when man got the light from Yaldabus that it stole from Sophia, and they saw that shit come online, and man, they said, "Hell the fuck no! We putting these motherfuckers down as far as they can go,
Right.
and we gonna completely hide their true divinity from them. We have to do that. We have to do that so we can control them and use their energy to keep our universe going. But
Right.
the great mother, she said, "Fuck you niggas." Let me get. Hey, cuz, can I call you back? I'm on my podcast right now. Okay. All right. Bye bye. So, where was I? So the great mother,
Oh
she
yeah,
figured
I
out
thought about it. Go ahead.
she figured out a way to trick the demiurge and fuck their whole universe up by sending the divine spark down here. And oh yeah, what she did was she came down here and became the tree of knowledge.
Who can? Who the?
The fruit of knowledge. You see, the tree of life in the matrix, the fruit of life is the blue pill. The fruit of life keeps you in the matrix. The fruit of life is really the fruit of death, because that's the fruit that the archons and the demiurge use to keep you tied into the material world and keep you coming back, recycling back over and over and over again in the material world. The fruit of life. The fruit of
Right.
knowledge is the way out. That's the red pill.
Right. Right. And what they talking about is the what we remember we was watching the video of the divine dark,
Darkness.
the divine
Mm-hmm.
dark, where it
Yep.
explained the concept consciousness beyond consciousness. Remember
Yep.
in the Thundercats where he would look through the eyes of it and he said, "Give me sight beyond sight."
Mm-hmm.
This is what he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about. The
Well, that was the
consciousness.
first time.
It was a consciousness beyond consciousness.
Well, that was another form of the first eye.
Right. But what I'm saying is we have to consider that there's a conscious beyond what we call consciousness. There's another level to this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah. If you
another
study
level to what
Kabbalah,
we're calling consciousness.
you'll learn that. When you learn like how all the trees line up in all the different universes, you have Ashia, Yetzirah, Berea, the Great Abyss, then Atzilith, and then you're in the three crowns. So yeah, so everything changes.
All right, bro. We got to go though. You got to get your last words in.
Oh well, shit, man! I can't wait for this eclipse because shit, man, they talking about all kind of crazy shit. They got the National Guard out, the kids they keeping them home from school. They got
Nah, brother.
emergency shit going on. I think what's gonna happen, man, is that this third eclipse, which completes the Antichrist sign and the Anarchy sign over the U.S., it's gonna activate shit. It's going to activate shit. I think
Right.
motherfuckers that are out there right now on drugs, all fucked up, are people that got the draconian juice put in them. It's going to activate some stuff in them, and no telling what they're going to become. In other words, before the eclipse, we're going to be who we are now, and then after we go through the eclipse and it's over, we're going to be something else.
Right. I mean, at the end,
Yeah.
I think these are just um
Yeah,
different
the black.
events that that usher in this new APAC that we're moving into gradually, slowly but surely. It's just another notch on this evolution that we're going through,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, to me, it's just revealing more and more. The layer, the veil is lifting higher and higher every time these events happen, right? Where
Yeah.
now the stuff that I was saying like 10 years ago, where people was
Mm-hmm.
not willing to listen,
Mm-hmm.
now people are willing to listen, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Yeah.
like,
They are.
I'm getting calls, bro. I'm getting people email me. It was a whole time where I had to shut down my what's the name, because people just keep on getting at me trying to understand what's really going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the good part. The like I say a quote in my lyrics on the show that I'm doing at 10:30 tonight. Y'all check me out. My show on Mixcloud,
Okay.
Primordial Rhythm Radio. I had a line on the intro verse. I'm on the intro song of that. On that song is, I says, the destruction of humanity is your soul waking up.
Yeah.
Embrace it. No, I said the
Mm-hmm.
destruction of humanity is your soul waking up. Embrace it.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
mindset we want to go into this with.
Mm-hmm.
We want to go into the mindset of all the destruction that we're going to see, all of the calamity, all of the chaos that we're going to see is a
Mm-hmm.
part of your evolution. Your spiritual evolution is all a part of. Now, if you look at it from an inferior human perspective and be afraid, all you're going to do, because fear does nothing, and fear is false evidence appearing real. So
Yeah.
all you're going to do is create and manifest these fears.
But
You are
I but
you
I
are the
do
divine manifester. Listen to me,
I
y'all.
do
You are the
but I
divine manifester. You are the
yeah, we
divine
are.
manifester. Whatever you want to manifest is going to manifest. Whatever they're programming you to manifest, if you don't recognize they're programming you to manifest it, you're going to manifest that. This is why I'm trying to
But
keep one of the main things y'all have to do is actually study entomology, study epistemology, right? Entomology and epistemology. Why? Because entomology allows you to break the spell, right?
mm-hmm.
Epistemology allows you to maintain the break, to keep breaking the spell, because they have put a major spell on us. It's called connotative linguistics, right? They have twisted the world in their image. They've twisted the world in their image. Now, in order for us to transition in this, we have to become the master manifestors again. We, the authors of the book. We have to become the ones who write the future.
Yeah.
Now, we don't write the future. Somebody else wrote it, and you're gonna fall in line because you ain't wrote nothing. You didn't
but
manifest
I guarantee
nothing
you,
in your
we
existence.
we are
And that's my
going
last
into
word.
a purification. We are going into a purification period. And he's right. This could be a zombie apocalypse coming.
You're
In order
breaking
for
up too
us to
much,
go
bro. I'm
to
gonna
this
end it
next
right there.
leg, yeah, this could be the purification time coming.
Yes, I mean, and the purification is going to be really harsh. It's
Yeah,
going to be harsh.
it's going
You
to
know
be
what I'm
very
saying?
hard. Yeah.
And that's all I can tell you. It's going to be harsh.
Yeah. So
It's
what
going to be
you was
really
just
harsh.
saying were things
So
they should have
be
already been doing.
emotionally prepared. Be psychologically prepared. Be emotionally prepared for what's about to happen. And on that, I end it.